Hi everyone, Kurt Donahue with ShoppingCartDigest.com here. Thanks for taking time out of your day to watch this video. I think it's going to be really worth your time if you want to learn how to install OpenCart as fast as possible. In this video, I'm going to demonstrate how you can purchase a web hosting account, register a domain name, and install OpenCart in under 6 minutes. Now, I'm going to do that by using Bluehost, which is definitely one of my favorite web hosts. It's not the only one I use, but it's one of my favorites. Bluehost now offers a one-click install option for OpenCart, which is what makes the 6-minute install possible. Okay, before we get started, I want to provide you with a couple disclosures. First, I've got several links in the text below this video. They're what's called affiliate links, and that means that if you click through them and purchase any of the services on the other side, I get paid a commission. Now, I hope you find this video valuable enough to click through those links because that's how I get rewarded for my effort. Second, I'm going to show you how to install OpenCart in less than 6 minutes by registering a domain name through Bluehost. For many people, this is not what I would normally recommend that you do. For the greatest level of protection for your website, it's my opinion that you should not have your domain name registered with your web host. I typically recommend that you secure your domain name through a solid domain registrar like Namecheap, and then set up a separate hosting account through someone like Bluehost. The reason I want you to do this is because of potential disputes with your web host that could cause your domain to be locked or restricted. For instance, you might be using too much bandwidth, or you might have too many MySQL tables, and your host might decide to shut you down without notice. If you have your domain name registered with your web host, you'll need to resolve that dispute to get your website working again. In this case, your website will be down as long as it takes to resolve the dispute, which could be hours, days, weeks, months, or even longer. If, on the other hand, you have your domain name registered with a separate registrar, such as Namecheap, and that's not part of your web hosting, that means that you can take a copy of your website, which hopefully you already have. Hopefully you've been making copies of your website all along. And you're not keeping them, by the way, on your web host. That's a very bad idea because if you lose your account or if something crashes with the web host, that copy that you were diligently making is just gone, or you don't have access to it. So you need to be sure that you've got a copy of your website going to Amazon S3, or you have a local copy of it or something like that. But if you do have that copy, then you can take it over to a new web host and just avoid the dispute, at least initially, with your existing web host. So that means you can set up a brand new website with the same exact information, and you can work out the dispute with your web host as required. So in this case, your website will only be down as long as it takes for you to set up the new web host and link your domain name to that web hosting account, and then place a copy, or just basically copy the files from one location to your new web host, and that's all the longer it takes to reset up a new account. Now, this process usually only takes a few hours. It might take a day, could take 2 at the most. But what I can tell you is that usually takes much less time than resolving a dispute, unless you just want to pay the money and get it over with. So you might be wondering why I'm showing you how to do what I don't necessarily recommend, and that's a very valid question. There are a couple really good reasons though. First, the need to separate a domain name from the web host isn't really that important for some people because their risk is really low, at least initially. If you don't yet have any sales, you don't have much to lose. Second, for other people, getting a separate domain name and a separate web host might be too complex, and that would be an obstacle to setting up their store. That's just not helpful. It's a little hard to create success without action, and many times imperfect action is better than no action. Once you figure out what you're doing, you can always go back and separate your domain name from your web host by just transferring a domain name. It's really quite an easy process. So for stores that are just getting started or aren't developed yet, there's really not much risk at all. The real risk in having your domain name and your web host with the same company usually doesn't show up until your store becomes successful and you actually have something to lose. Now, if that is your situation, you probably shouldn't watch this video. Instead, watch one of my other videos that show you how to set up a separate domain and web host and then link them together. You'll find links for those videos in the text below. So that begs the question, can you get OpenCart up and running in 6 minutes or less by having a domain name registered separately from your web host? And the quick answer is no, you can't. But you can have a store up and running anywhere from a few hours to 2 days, depending on how fast your domain name propagates. Okay, with those disclosures covered, let's get on with installing OpenCart in under 6 minutes. So now what you're about to watch is a live real-time video capture of me setting up a brand new Bluehost account, registering a domain name, and installing OpenCart. To prove that I'm doing this in real time and I can get it done in under 6 minutes, I'm going to use a stopwatch and keep it visible. That way you can see that I'm not cheating. Okay, now we need to get to Bluehost. You can get to Bluehost a couple different ways. First, I'd be absolutely ecstatic if you use my affiliate link, which is shoppingcart.digest.com/6-OpenCart. You'll find this link in the text below the video. So I'm going to go ahead and open a new tab here and just type that in. shoppingcart.digest.com/6-OpenCart and hit enter. So what will happen there, if you choose to sign up for Bluehost through that link, I get paid a commission and I would be absolutely thrilled. Now if you don't want to do that, you can always get to Bluehost just by typing in www.bluehost.com and that will get you to the same place. Okay, so we're ready to start. I've got my domain name picked out and I'm going to start the timer and here we go. Alright, so all you have to do is click sign up now. And then I'm going to scroll down here and check my domain name. ecommercerebel.com. See if I spelled it right. Yep. So we'll go next. Okay, it says it's available. And I'm just going to do the .com. I'm not going to do any of the others for right now. And I'm going to put in all of my account information. It's blacked out for my protection. Okay, now I need to pick my package. I'm just going to pick a 12-month package for now. And I don't need any of this stuff at the moment. So I'm going to deselect that. Enter in my credit card information. And then click Next. Just kind of checking this out. And I don't want any of these upgrades for right now. So I will complete. Okay. So I'm going to create a password for my account. Verification PIN. And that should be that. So we'll go ahead and submit that. Oh, must not like my password. I'm going to make it a little stronger. All right, submit that. Kind of wasted a whole bunch of time there. Hopefully I can still make it. All right, so I'm going to skip this. Now it's logging me into the cPanel, and I'm going to quickly not show this again. Get rid of that. No thanks, I'm fine. I'm scrolling down to the bottom here looking for simple scripts. And I'm going to scroll down and I'm going to install OpenCart. I'm going to install it. And I'm going to do it right in the root directory. Admin, set my password. Complete. Okay, there we go. Just made it. 5 minutes and 54 seconds. That was actually a lot closer than I expected. And here is the back office. Admin. Check my password. And that works too. So I'm going to pause that. I actually did get it up at 5 minutes and 53 seconds as near as I could tell. So as you can see, I spent way more time setting up my account and making a couple mistakes on my password than I did actually installing OpenCart. The reality is it probably only took about a minute, maybe slightly more than a minute to install OpenCart. So that's really fast. And the nice thing about Bluehost is that you can actually register a domain name with them, and most of the time they've already got them propagated. So when you register and you pay and your account gets set up, it's ready to go right now. So if you're very impatient or you just want to get after it right away, it's a really nice way to go. Right now you can get into your back office, get into your front office, and you can start creating your shopping cart, experimenting and playing around. There you go. OpenCart in under 6 minutes, including setting up a web hosting account and registering a domain name. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and like I said before, if you thought that this was valuable, please feel free to click through my affiliate link and go ahead and sign up with Bluehost. I doubt you'll be disappointed. No web host is perfect, but they tend to be a little bit better than the average web host, and I've had great success with them amongst other web hosts. So I would highly encourage you to check out a Bluehost account if you are looking for a good, solid, shared web host. Okay, that's all I've got. This is Kurt Donahue with Shopping Cart Digest. I hope you have a great day.